It's just, and we're just rolling right into January. That's all I can tell you. Pat Ashman was our featured speaker tonight, but right now she's going to tell us if we have any new visitors and new members. Pat?
Hi, everyone. Okay, Christine Thimble, would you please stand? There she is. Christine not only visited us tonight, she has joined us. She is our newest member. Thank you, Christine. Welcome. And Marion Haight. You there? Marion found us somehow. Actually, she found us through Kendra and Oceans of Thread. But welcome.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Lynn Frost, raise your hand. She's a little nervous. She doesn't know why I'm calling her name. Lynn has agreed to be the nominating committee. If you would like to help Lynn be the nominating committee, let her know.
Did you know that, Lynn?
She forgot. Yeah, she did know. What the nominating committee is for is we have we have an executive board, we have several committees, and if you're a committee chair, if you decided not to continue being the chairperson, you need to let me know, but if you do want to keep your job, please let me know as well. We will not have any pay increases this year, but your bonus will be the same. So,
One word, the operative word was nominating committee. And here's my school of thought on that. If you're on the nominating committee, nobody's going to strong arm you into being something else. So I need one or two people on the nominating committee right now. And that way you don't have to worry about getting shanghaied into something.
See, there's always a strategy to everything. And I'm just going to take this paper out here because I don't know what kind of glasses I need. But anyway, Kendra's not here this evening, so we'll have an update for you on the Opportunity Quilt at a later date. If you have any outstanding blocks for the Opportunity Quilt that you've been working on, all the cute little crabs, make sure that you get those in. The next time that we'll be meeting here will be next Tuesday. Yes, Aurora? Okay. Okay, great. That's an awesome job, everybody. Thanks. So thank you. Except Susan Soros. Well, thank you later. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I've been a little bit busy. Okay. So this Saturday is National Sew a Jelly Roll Day. Did you know that? So years gone by, this is what the rumors are, that people would take some time in the fall to use all of their extra scraps that they've had through the season and make something with them. And then of course Moda, the fabric company, either in 2002 or 2006, the date escapes me, decided what a great marketing tool. They had made 2.5-inch squares times the width of fabric, so you would get 42 strips in a jelly roll, which is really nice if you don't want to buy every line in every quilt sample in the line, the designer line. So that they would say the third Saturday in September was going to be National Jelly Roll Day. And so it's grown exponentially over the years. So if you would like to sew a jelly roll, that'd be great. And you can make your own jelly roll. There's some of us that are going to sew, and we're going to donate whatever we sew to some of our groups, either the Maui Forest Fires, I don't know if they're called Forest Fires, the Maui Fires, Foster Sew, and then maybe Ohana One, which Sandy's going to talk to us about later. But it's a fun thing to do. There's a lot of jelly roll patterns free that are floating around the internet. So I know Fat Quarter Shop's doing them, Moda.com is doing them. So it's a good time to get some free patterns. Blockheads is another thing from Moda, which they're very good about doing free patterns. But Blockhead is a program where every week on Wednesday they'll give you a new block. And if you go on Blockheads 5, it's a Blockheads, it's a Facebook Blockheads support group or something like that. Moda Blockheads 5 on Facebook. It's a group, and then you can get that pattern. And if you don't want to make it this year, you can always save it in a file somewhere, and it's on their file. But after a couple years, those patterns, they'll make them into a book, and then you have to buy it. So it's always nice to save them if you can. So that's going on. 63,000 members have signed to do this online. So I did my block, and I put it on there, and it's amazing people's creativity, which we're always used to seeing. Jacksonville Quilt Fest is this Thursday through Saturday, the 14th through the 16th. That's always a very nice show. And I know that Lynn has a couple quilts in. Does anybody else have a quilt in the Jacksonville Quilt Show? Nanette? No? Okay. Okay. September 19th is a sit and sew day, which is next Tuesday, from 10 to 4. We hope that you can come. It'll be right here. September 30th, we're going to have an open sew and a sewing class. Aurora's going to tell us a little bit more about that. So we just didn't want you to get lonely in September, so we're trying to keep everything busy. Were we going to open sew before and after?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. AQS planning is underway, and Linda Derryberry's in charge of that. And she's got some volunteer coordinators here with Aurora and Sharon that if they come to you and say, will you volunteer for AQS, your answer is yes. Okay?
You have to, you know.
Okay.
We're going to volunteer.
All right, and Nora's going to come up now and talk to us a little bit about our quilting challenge that'll be due in November.
All right, I'm getting started. Come on, I want to see some hands here. Higher, higher.
3 hands. How many started this?
If you started your challenge, we got finished too. Okay, how many got it still in the drawing board? Good.
I started thinking about it.
Yay. So you guys, this should be really fun. I hope you have embraced this and really thought about it. But I want you to just think about being creative. I mean, you need to have it so it doesn't look like your dog. It has to look like you. Okay? Unless you really look like your dog, then don't make it look like your dog. Okay, this is supposed to be you. You know, make it funny, you can make it true to life, but embrace your inner self. Like if you've always wanted to, I don't want to say that because that would give mine away. Do you have an ulterior ego or something or personality? Show it in there, okay? But one thing you got to remember, the reason it has to somehow look like you is because you're going to have to guess who made each one, who it looks like, okay? Because you're going to get whoever figures out the most. You know, if they say, okay, this is Aurora, okay, and they keep going, they're going to win a prize. So whoever guesses the most wins a prize, besides the person. Sure. So, right, so it has to be quilted 3 layers. It's got to be 18 wide, 22 high.
That's it?
It must be that size to be judged. If you bring something else, that'll be fine, but it's not, you can't enter it. It can be for show only, it will not be voted on. 18 by 22. Yeah,
What if it's
absolutely.
17 by 20?
No, 18 by 22. And it must have a piece of red somewhere in there, not just a piece of thread that's red. And this is in honor of Freddie Moran. You know Freddie. If you don't know Freddie, look Freddie up. She's one of the most entertaining quilters and just such a delight. Yeah, yeah. If you don't know who Freddie is, Google it. Look at her house, look at her quilts. She, one year she made like 90 of them or something, one every day. So, and she still makes them to this day.
No.
We do, for those people that don't know, Sue just asked me to let you know, we do a challenge every year that's due in November. It's revealed at our November meeting. And it's, we tell you early in the year, maybe December, whenever I get around to it, but Linda has it on GroupWorks. So if you're new and you want all the particulars, Linda, you can tell them where it is on GroupWorks.
In the about section.
In the About section. So if you don't know, you can get all the directions on there, and I have a list also of different videos you can go watch of how to do them. So it's pretty easy, but it's a lot of fun. So does anybody have any questions?
Does it have to be a recognizable piece of exercise?
Yes.
But
It can just be a thread, a red thread.
Have
The old intelligence thread. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's a pocket or a piece of jewelry or an earring or something, somewhere. Okay. So November's coming up. It's busy.
Okay, thank you, Nora. And now coming is Linda Derryberry to talk about honor quilts.
Oh, give me a minute. Not moving quick these days. I know.
You're moving though.
I am moving, yeah.
Linda, did you want that basket?
And Sandy, you'll be up after Linda.
Thanks for the heads up. I'll start working my way up.
Okay, I was back at the first court that I've been at since COVID started, because apparently they're now doing it Zoom and live. And 3 of our quotes were given to the graduates that were there that day. And for a neat experience, the first person you called up was rearrested. So hey, that had never happened before. He flunked the test. Oh, he hadn't graduated yet, so he didn't have one. I think the judge is proving a point that this is a criminal court, and if you don't do what we tell you to do, there are consequences. It's only 3 days in jail, but it's a consequence. Anyway, it never happened before. I was kind of like, oh. They walk over and put handcuffs on the guy, and I'm like, oh. Anywho's, so we have, if those of you that quilt, during COVID, people kept making tops. So when I started getting back into this again this year, there were 25 tops there that need to be quilted. So I have a crate right behind the organ back there that's got some tops and fabric you can make a backing out of and batting with it. And we're also going to work on getting together some kits. I'm finding some patterns that are the right size, that are red, white, and blue. We'll just pull fabric that matches the requirements and put it together. And you can, I don't have many of those yet, but we'll try to have those at every meeting and sit and sew also, so you can pick those up. They're supposed to be having court now twice a month. So we could have 3 to...
How many people are there? Does everybody get one?
Everybody who graduates from honor court, for those of you that are new, let me explain honor court to you. It's not honor court, it's veterans court. In Buffalo, New York, a judge who was a veteran decided that he thought that there were a lot of veterans that needed help more than they needed to sit in a jail cell for stupid little things, DUIs and things like that. So he started this program with the VA where the state's attorney agrees when this man's attorney requests that they are put into veterans court instead of regular criminal court. It's still a criminal court. They plead guilty. They're put on probation. They have to do whatever the court and VA tells them to do. And once they have gone through that, paid all their fines and fees, etc., then they graduate and their probation can be ended soon. One man just came in May and he just graduated last Friday. He did everything he was supposed to do. He paid all his fines and he just graduated. It depends on the issue and what you have to go through. And it is a criminal court. They come in jumpsuits and shackles. And then they're accepted. They agree to the requirements, and then they're taken back and released and have to report immediately to VA to set up all their meetings and things. A judge here, Judge Beck, heard about that program and went to Buffalo to learn about it. And being a veteran himself, he realized what good it can do. So he started it here in Volusia County. And the judge that currently oversees that, his name is Judge Feigenbaum, who wants them all to succeed, but he will tell them right then and there, this is your second time here. It isn't 3 strikes, it is 3 strikes, you're out, because probably won't accept you another time. So you need to do it this time. He wants them to succeed, but he tells them we're not fooling around here, we mean business. So this group that was originally called Remembering Vets was founded by a Gold Star mother who lives up in Palm Coast. And her son was the first man from Long Island to be killed in Iraq 20 years ago, end of July. And she swore to him, when she buried him, that she would not let him be forgotten and she would take care of his brothers, his military brothers. So she started this organization, whatever they need. She just helped a vet. She's been working for a year to try to get this done, get a new roof on his house and get all the damage in his house fixed from Ian. A guy comes in and says, I finally got a job as a welder. I don't have a welding mask. Let's go to the store. Where do we have to go? And she writes a check. Somebody's wife got out of the hospital. They're living in a car, and he's a vet. They put him up in a hotel for a few days and then get busy trying to find them a more long-term solution. They try to do whatever they can to help vets have a better life. It's now called Remembering Heroes because they decided they wanted to honor policemen and firemen also. So they will be, unfortunately it's on the 30th, which is why I can't come to the class, but I may get to see the end of the class. They are having, if you're not coming to the class and you want to go to a festival, they're having their Fall Fest in Central Park. It's in Palm Coast, but it's just north of 100. If you look it up, you'll be, it's Town Center Central Park is the name of it, just came to me. Car show, food trucks, awards, tons of things to help veterans. All the organizations are going to be there. I don't know what all else. And she informed me that I have to be there because I'm getting an award. And I said, well, I'm not the one to do all this. And she goes, well, you're going to be representing your guild. So if anybody else wants to be there, that'd be great too. It's from 10 to 3 on the 30th up at Town Center Central Park in Palm Coast.
Thank you.
So
What kind of quilts do
they like red, white, and blue quilts. It needs to be a good size quilt because, you know, some of these guys are big old guys. Oh, here's one that we,
Aurora. So similar to the quilt of Valor?
similar, yeah. I think we can take a little bit smaller than their size, but see, we want them to be able to roll, cover it. Yeah, 60 by 70 is good.
Oh, this is big.
I had one man get it and he goes, I don't know. He goes, it's not really big. My wife's going to want to be under it. And I told him, hey, no, the rule is she can't be under it unless you are too. So, it's his quilt. So that's why I want to make him a good size. Yes, Sandy?
Okay, ma'am, a suggestion. So my brother-in-law just got a quilt of Valor. He works for the city of Daytona, and they actually presented it to him, which was awesome. But the quilt, and I put it on our Facebook page, was a string quilt, okay?
I saw
And
that.
the neat thing about that, and they do this at the Modern Quilt Guild in Orlando, is they pick a block, right? And whenever anybody gets a chance, like, make me a red, white, blue string block that's 10 inches or something. So it's something that all of us could do easily, and then that could be put together to make a bunch of them. So when I saw his, I went, oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
And like what they have going, because they're the guild that did the Pulse quilts that ended up getting a bunch of quilts from all over the world, or blocks from all over the world, is they just have, you know, whatever design, they have some simple things that they do, and everybody tries to bring in something whenever they felt like making one or two. And then they have a whole bunch that are just stacked up, and then when they need them, they'll get together and they'll all get together and start putting them together. Oh, here we got 5 of these and 2 of these, and so that might be the way to get some of your remembrance or honor quotes, because I know we're a little low on those.
Yeah, good idea.
So.
All right.
Okay.
And if it's red, white, and blue, it matches.
They like red, white, blue.
It could be beige.
And I imagine they're going to be giving away 25 to 35 quilts at this festival. Because last year they gave away 25, so.
Who's doing those quilts?
Us, Mount Dora, and another group up north, I think.
Okay, Sandy?
Okay, I'll try to be quick.
Okay.
Okay, so, Pat, thank you, put out the email that I sent to her. So, I always have these